Team's looking very good. I mean, the first period wasn't great.
First period was terrible, but was that Albany or New Jersey over there? I mean, hard to tell. I think 5 guys got sent down, and you could tell. That's a good team. This was probably the one game this year that, based on the first period, which really you guys are spot on about that. It was not good. It was not pretty. But after that, it was an honest effort, you know. So I don't want to say we didn't deserve to win. We did. This is a character win for our guys. But to come out and have the start that we had and to only be down, you know, a couple after one was probably a little bit of a blessing. And then we just somehow found a way to win, which, you know, my terminology right now is that this is just, it's a character win, you know.
What did you say to them after the first period?
Well, I was disappointed, obviously, a little bit embarrassed, a little bit, you know, wondered why. I mean, generally when the whole group isn't very good, there's a reason. And I felt like we had a real good week of practice. So, hard to say. I mean, I think they were really good. I think Albany was really good. And maybe that had a little something to do with it. But, you know, we addressed it. And then I give the guys a lot of credit because they came out and found a way to win a hockey game.
And sometimes it takes just one goal for this team to get started.
Yeah, I mean, the difference between the next goal being 3-0 or 2-1 was huge. And again, our power play does it again. I mean, we're getting on a little bit of a roll there, but we should. When you take a look at the personnel that's on that first group, I mean, we should be able to score. We should score with that group. And then, I mean, we find a way. Obi gets another shorthanded goal, and then we had a big kill late, and then another big kill late, and it was a good win. I feel good about it.
How much of this little momentum swing in favor of you guys can be attributed to Obi returning back to the lineup?
Oh well, all you have to do is take a look at the box score. I mean, he's got 5 goals, I think, in his last 3 games. That's no coincidence. But again, you know, we got goaltending tonight. You know, after the first period, I mean, Mike just shut the door, and he looked really good. You can just tell, you know, like pucks weren't just hitting him. I mean, he was seeing them. And, you know, and again, for him, that's a nice win. That's a former team of his, former teammates of his, former coach of his, you know. So it was good to get it for Mike.
How nice was it to have Patty back out on the ice and able to look at him and rely
No,
on him
I mean,
for some time?
Again, Patty, we were very realistic coming in. You know, like we didn't expect Patty to go out and play like he didn't miss 2 months. And having said that, I think he did very well. You know, but it's hard. People that don't play the game or maybe haven't played the game, it's to sit out and then to come back, and especially that game against that team in the first period. Patty must have thought, holy smokes, this league has gotten good, you know. But he settled down and he was real good.
It's almost the perfect team for him to play against.
Yeah, no, the bar has been set. The bar for Patty, I mean, it can't go up from there, I don't think, when it comes to a better team. I know Wilkes-Barre tomorrow, they're awfully good. And they may be as good. But that's a pretty good team over there. This might be the first game all year that, if you go by the first period, you know, we may have gotten away with one. You know, where we settled down. We weren't very good early. We settled down and found a way to win.
Are you saying maybe Mike stole a game?
No, I don't think. No, I don't know. I don't think so. I think he held us in there. He didn't have to. You know, after the first period, I mean, if you really think about it, he did make a few nice saves, but I don't think he had to steal us a game. But all things considered, I'm of the mindset when you're not prepared and you're not good early, it generally doesn't come. And somehow we found a way to battle through it and win a hockey game.
Usually, like
No, that's all.
Usually, like the last few weeks of the season, you usually say the games there feel like playoff games, depending on where you're at the standings. Well, where you guys are in the standings, and you guys need to make up a lot of ground. Did these games feel like playoff games?
Well, at last I looked, we were like 30th, so we have a little making up to do. So I guess from here on out, I'm not going there. I'm not going to make every game a playoff game. You know, I don't want to do that. I mean, what I want to do with this group is just continue to do what I've been doing. You know, just challenge them to go out every day to be their very best. Challenge them every day to show up and be the best pro that they can be. You know, we'll focus on the process, and the process generally is what leads you to wins. And that's my approach anyway. You know, But, you know, we're not going there yet, and, you know, we may not go there at all. I mean, we're just going to focus on the process. I really think that's the best way to approach it with any group, and probably this group even more so.
You talked about goals you had set for different periods of time heading into the last game before the All-Star break. How do you feel like you've done towards accomplishing them?
Boy, you know, if you could just take, if you could just take that 4-game window out of there, our last 14, we've been good. We've been pretty good, and we had a 15-game segment that finishes up tomorrow. And again, we weren't unrealistic with what our expectations were. You know, at the time we've been losing, and you know, we actually accomplished our goal tonight. And so if we get something tomorrow, and that's with a 4-game losing streak in there, that's pretty impressive. You know, because it wasn't easy. And so tomorrow we're looking at some bonus points for the group.
And any chance Borviansky plays tomorrow?
Well, there's always the chance. I mean, Boro, it was just, you know, it was a bug. But again, you know, we're not going to bring him back if he's not feeling up to it. I mean, we've managed to scratch 3 out without him. If we got to scratch a 4th one without him, we'll do that. You know, but I guess it's just a matter of seeing how he's feeling in the morning and then go from there. And Mike will play again tomorrow. And, you know, if Boro doesn't play, obviously Patty's in, and if Boro does, Patty may be the one to come out, only because, you know, it's not easy to go back-to-back when you've been out as long as he's been out.
If Boro doesn't play, does he still go to All-Star?
Oh, I would think so. I mean, unless he's got something a little more serious than what we think he's got, which I think is just something that's going around. I think Joy passed it on, actually. To be honest, I think. Really? Yeah. No, something's going on. I think something's starting to go around. And Sturls and I were just, no, I don't have anything. Sturls and I were just talking about that. It's funny how we've actually been pretty lucky up to this point. You know, I think we lost Gryba 1 game, and today was the 2nd time we lost somebody to the bug. You know, Andre wasn't feeling great, but he went out and found a way to help us win a hockey game. So, you know, it is what it is. You don't generally get 100% out of your guys right now. They're not playing at 100%. They're giving 100. They don't have 100% to give. Fair enough? All right.